Hey, good morning. It's Brent Abel here at WebTennis. I want to go through a court diagram here on a drop shot situation that we're working on recently. And what this is it's really how does your drop shot eventually help you with future approach shots. And let's go through a point here where, you know, we're going to call you player one, and we're to have you serve. And the return to serve is going to come back to a place, you know, let's call it right in here, right behind the tee. And after the return, what you're going to have is the returner go ahead and move back in the middle. You come up, and if it's on this side, let's say it's on the left side of the tee, go ahead and play your drop shot in here, and we're going to assume it's a good one. I mean, that doesn't have to be a winner, but it's got to be good enough that when this player eventually arrives up here to get to it, you know, right before that second bounce, it's going to be below the top of the net. You're going to move up right around here to just, you know, just around the service line, maybe a little bit behind it, and just slightly to the left, which is going to be matching the same side where the drop shot is. And, you know, let's go ahead and we're going to assume it comes back here to you. It's down low, okay? And you end up playing a lob back over this player's backhand side. We'll call player two a righty, and you come in, you end up winning the point. That's not really what we're working on here. What we're working on is that you've now showed this situation, let's say a couple of times. And now what happens is, let's go ahead and, you know, let's say that we're now deeper into the second set, and you've showed that drop shot 2 or 3 times. Now the same situation happens where you serve, the return comes back in here, and, you know, what do you think that your opponent's thinking? Well, your opponent's thinking, you've already showed them a couple, 2 or 3 of these, you're probably going to go to it again. So what do? Well, they start anticipating it. Rather, you know, the first couple of times where they would return and sort of stay back here behind the baseline, thinking maybe either you're going to play an approach shot deep or you're going to play a shot and then back up to your baseline. They're now thinking that they got to cover this drop shot. So, you know, they're now looking for that. They're anticipating it. And you come on up here and maybe you show the look of another drop shot, and yet the last second you go ahead and you play your normal standard, you know, relatively deep approach to this corner, and you follow it in right up in here. Well, now what's happening is this player, you know, has not been able to sort of be back here behind the baseline and move over and really allow this ball to bounce up into their strike zone. They're really having to, you know, either go parallel where it's now almost like a half volley, or they've had to sort of slightly back up. And, you know as well as I do that if you're backing up as you're receiving this approach shot, you know, it's really tough in the stroke mechanics to really be able to do much with that passing shot. So, you know, now what happens is you've really got yourself in a good position, and you can really force that passing shot or maybe even a lob for your opponent. So blah, blah, blah. What's the point here? The point is that you can make your approach shots much more effective later in the match if you have shown drop shots early in the match and you've got your opponent thinking and anticipating that when that situation arises again, you know, relatively short ball from them off that return to serve, or maybe even a rally, that they're now thinking that, you know, the drop shot is really a possibility in here. You force them up inside or on top of the baseline, excuse me, and then you pull the trigger, you play that nice deep approach. I'm telling you, you're going to be in great shape. All right. Would love to see your feedback on this. What are your comments? What are your questions? Is this something that you think about when you play during your matches? You know, right below this video at the comments area, let me know what's going on. Have a great day out there.